Are you tired of ordinary pizza? Then why not try this Caprese pizza, which is more like a flatbread with Caprese salad on top. It's an easy dinner that will leave everyone satisfied. Hello everyone and welcome to Cozymeal Studios. Today we are cooking/baking a delicious Caprese pizza, which is far from normal. Like literally, it doesn't even look like a pizza, but it tastes like one. So I'm excited. But as always, be sure to leave that like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and tap that notification bell. And of course, let's get cooking. Let's start by preparing the dough to our pizza. So using a large bowl, let's add 500 grams of all-purpose flour, along with 3.5 grams of active dry yeast, and 375 grams of water. As I mentioned, using a large recipient is important as our dough will have to rise quite a lot. So then let's mix everything using a spoon and stop until it's almost fully mixed and the lumps are mostly gone. Since now we will add 10 grams of sea salt and 20 grams of extra virgin olive oil. It is normal that the dough will appear wet, so don't be scared because you are doing it right, as at this point, the wetter the dough, the better. Then let's mix everything once again and begin the best part of this recipe, which is kneading the dough. But let's be careful at this point since the dough will still be wet and very sticky. So let's flip the dough onto a lightly floured surface and knead it very gently by folding the dough in half over itself, just as I'm doing here. Then let's grab the dough by the two corners facing you, pick it up like an envelope, turn it 90 degrees, and place it back on the floured surface. It will seem very sticky at first, but when you get the hang of it, it gets easier and the final result will be so much better. So let's repeat this fold and turn motion a few more times without really kneading the dough. This process is important since it will make the dough more elastic. Once that is done, let's place the dough in a lightly oiled bowl and let it rest for 15 minutes. I'm going to be annoying now, but let's repeat all this process of folding and resting the dough 3 more times. I know, I'm so sorry, but the dough's gotta be perfect. And the result, you will see it. By the 3rd time, the dough will be springy and not sticky. Just a reminder again, you don't need to knead hard, just gently fold the dough during all these previous steps. Now let's place the dough back in the bowl, cover it tightly with plastic wrap, and let it rise either in the produce drawer or the refrigerator for 24 hours. The next day, remove the dough from the refrigerator and let it come to room temperature. The dough should have doubled in volume, and if it didn't, it means that the refrigerator is too cold and it still needs to rise at room temperature. Let's now preheat the oven to the hottest setting possible, which is usually 480 degrees Fahrenheit. Then lightly flour a board, place the dough, and gently flatten using your hands, starting from the center to create a depression for the topping. Do not press too hard, as you only need to caress with your fingertip and palms to flatten the dough to fit in the baking pan. It's important to massage it gently so it retains the bubbles of air that have formed overnight. So don't be violent to the dough because she doesn't like it. When the dough is the same size as the baking pan, gently lift it on your forearms, not your fingers, and place it on the pan. Then gently stretch once again using your fingertips so it fills all of the pan. Let it sit for 15 minutes to rise and then place it on the oven and bake until golden brown. The baking time will vary on the maximum heat of your oven, which means that other ovens will take less amount of time to brown, so observe the dough carefully so that it doesn't burn. When it becomes nicely brown, take it out of the oven. Now let's make the topping, which is very simple, as we only need grape tomatoes, mozzarella cheese, and basil leaves. So let's grab 1 pound of ripe grape tomatoes and cut each one in half. Then lightly salt them and drain the juice that they've released. This step is important so that it removes extra moisture and prevents the pizza to become soggy. Let's now place the drained tomatoes on top of the pizza, add 1 pound of mozzarella slices nicely distributed, and basil leaves to your liking. Then I also recommend adding 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil over the topping and heat it in the oven for a few minutes over medium heat to let the cheese melt all over the pizza and lightly brown the tomatoes and basil to make it a bit crispy. Take the pizza out of the oven, add a few more basil leaves to the top, drizzle a little balsamic glaze which will leave a beautiful presentation and a boost of flavor, and finally slice it in small rectangles, serve and enjoy. If you'd like to view all the steps again, be sure to check the description box or head to our website at cozymeal.com/recipes to find more incredible and just delicious meals from all over the world. Do not forget to leave that like and share this recipe with your friends and family. They will also be amazed on how quick and easy it is to cook this pizza. Mind-blowing. Thank you for watching, and we hope to see you again cook along with us in our next video recipe.